Hello, and welcome back to our weekly cricket program, Cricket Center with Avais Masud. With me is my co-host, Mr. Afzaal Hussain. He's a cricket expert and also cricket coach. We'll talk about a lot of events which happened last week in cricket and also a few important events we're going to happen in the next few days or so. The most important one is cricket test match between England and Pakistan, going to start in a few hours from now at Multan. We'll talk about Pakistan team and what are the chances of Pakistan if if he has any. We also talk about Babar's captaincy resignation. We'll see who are the few candidates to replace him, and is it good for Pakistan cricket and Babar that he resigned, or other way around. We also talk about another news that India beat Bangladesh in second test when 2 days were already lost by rain. India played fantastic and positive cricket. We'll talk about that. And also, I was watching just a few hours ago, Pakistan and India played World T20 World Cup match. Was talking about that. So, Afzal, how are you doing today?
Yeah, Wes, I'm quite good, and thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be part of this show along with you to talk sense about cricket, and it's been busy now since the start of winter cricket academies. So a lot of kids coming in after the break, train during the winter, so it's keeping me busy. But it's going good. I'm really excited to do the test match, Pakistan and England, and how the World Cup is progressing for Pakistan women um, team as well.
Yes, I mean, all the people who follow cricket, they'll be busy in coming days and coming weeks and actually months. So, most importantly, let's the test match between Pakistan and England going to start in a few hours from now at Multan. So, you have seen the cricket 11. So, let's talk about bowling first. So, they have included three fast bowler, which is Shaheen and Naseem Shah and Amir Jamal, and also only one spinner. Okay, that's a Brar. You think that's four, I mean, person attack. Will they able to take 20 wickets?
Well, as far as my lineup is concerned, and last week, as I mentioned, I put two spinners in the lineup. So because I believe in playing in subcontinent and Asian condition, if you're playing in Pakistan, England, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, then you got to have at least two quality spinners, not a part-time,
Absolutely, yes.
not an all-rounder. So you got to have specialists, and to take wickets in these conditions, it's quite, I reckon, good for the team, and also it helps the captain uh, rotate the bowlers. And in Test match, you need to bowl long spells, and in Pakistan or in subcontinent conditions, having three fast bowlers, uh, I think it's quite a. Then again, the team management have decided while looking at the pitch, but I haven't seen in recent time this team management taking a good decision of reading the pitch. So for me, we should have added another spinner, specialist one. I know Agha Salman can bowl a bit of off spin. We know uh, the opener, one of the opener, he also bowls off spin as well. But uh, Abrar Ahmed, we know what he did to England in the last series when they visited Pakistan. So we should have had at least two quality spinners. That's my point in this lineup. The batting looks okay. The batting lineup looks okay. They've strengthened the top order. But again, how well they play, the time will tell. On paper, looks good, the top order. But my worry is having the quality spinners in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely right. I don't think that this attack will be able to take 20 wickets. My biggest concern is about fast bowling and their match fitness. Will they able to uh, play like 5 days? They will bowl long spells, which is needed to bowl them out the team like England team. And you're absolutely right. In this condition, Multan's wicket and Pakistan's wicket, you need to have a long spell bowled by a spinner, like 20 or 30 hours in a day. One spinner cannot, and you cannot rely on part-time spinners like Agha Salman or other part-time spinner. You have to have two
Same
full-time
you.
spinners. Exactly. So I'm very concerned about particularly the match fitness, and I have no idea how they were able to handle that workload which they're going to have. And so about batting, yeah, you're right. There was no surprise in batting, but still some people were talking about that they might have replaced Abdullah Shafiq, but they like to have consistency. The argument is that we need to have consistency. Let's see what happens. But I think if Abdullah Shafiq fails this time, you think there'll be more pressure on him to be replaced by somebody else, like what's the name, Horada? He's breathing on his neck, right?
Yeah, basically, it's not about being under pressure or like saving your spot in the team. It's about performing. If you're not performing, it's the rule of the game. It's any form of you know work, or even if it's sports. If you're not performing, your place is in under a dark. So Abdullah Shafiq hasn't been performing very well since last few series test matches. So that is a big worry, not for only for him, but for Pakistan team as well, because they don't have a quality opener yet, even in the circuit. So that's a big worry. He needs to perform. He got the potential. He's got everything. He's got the talent. Uh, I'm sure the break that he had after the Bangladesh series, he must have worked on his technique, or
Yeah,
the reasons that are
exactly.
causing him to score runs.
Exactly. And the other candidate for opening batsman, Herrera, is also very young, very talented, and a lot of people speak very highly about him. So if Abdullah doesn't perform, then I think he'll be replaced in the second test, I'm sure, by Herrera. So big pressure on Abdullah. Hopefully he will perform. That's good for him and good for Pakistan team. Okay. So England also going to play two spinners, Lynch and the off spinner Bashir. So they, I think, have better, more balance. I think bowling attack, and then three fast bowler. So they are equipped to take 20 wickets, right?
Yeah, I was sitting with some of the coaches last night, and over a cup of tea, we were having a conversation regarding the lineup that England's going to play. So I was quite certain about uh, Bashir and Leach, because Leach is a very experienced bowler. He's a very good long format bowler. He's got wealth of experience, and in these conditions, it will definitely suit him. Then Bashir is tall, and he's very good, coming up with a lot of confidence. He's taken wickets recently. So there you see, like the team, like a traveling team from England, they are playing two spinners because they know how it is to play a test match, and they've ruled test cricket for many years, and their think tank, their strategy to go for the game is different as compared to other teams. If you see the introduction of baseball or whatever methodology or whatever brand of cricket they're playing is totally different from the others. And we have seen some remarkable set of display, not only from bowling, but the way they approach their batting and the way they approach the game. We have seen games that we could have thought like, all right, this game is going to be a draw, but they went on to win it because they think differently from Pakistan, and that's why I was given an advantage to England team that they're going to be winning this series quite easily.
Yes, I mean they are playing very post cricket, and I'm almost certain that if they win the toss, they will bat whatever the wicket shows, grass or no grass. They're gonna take the first use of the wicket. They're gonna, I mean, pile up like a good total, like a 400 something, maybe just one day, or maybe a little bit more than that. And after they will put Pakistan team under pressure. And as you said, that two good spinner. Bashir is not very experienced, but he had, I mean, reasonable experience now. He is here for like more than a year now. He's a tall, and if pitch misbehaved in third or fourth day, he'll be a handful, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So talking about positive cricket, I think England is not the only team which is playing positive cricket in Test match. Our neighbors, India, also showed that what is positive cricket has been, or what it meant. The second test between India and Bangladesh was, we thought that it would be drawn or lost because of 2 days there was no cricket, but only 3 days game happened. Look what brand of cricket they played. They played test match. They were so aggressive. Actually, I was watching. It was really, really fantastic to watch. They played T20. They brought into test matches. They brought their 50 in 3.5 overs. Can believe that, because they want to win the game. And Sharma, he's a great captain. He said that we were prepared to being out on a low score. So, but because we want a result, right?
Yeah, it's about as I said, it's about your approach towards the game. Obviously, uh, the teams around the world like India, England, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, when they play Test cricket, they play to win, or they want a result. But we have seen in recent past Pakistan team when playing home, I don't know, they just want to draw, or I don't know what they are scared of. Those wickets, we've been scoring runs and runs and runs, and only the recent series which was played against Bangladesh, we saw very good wickets, some conclusive cricket being played on these wickets because of a very good curator or think tank was working on the pitches. So we got to see some results. But if you just want to hang around there, draw a series, it's not what Test cricket is all about today. Today, teams want to win, and you rightly said India and their captaincy from Rohit Sharma and their management, they were on a different level in this Test match. Their approach and how they played this Test match, like in the normal circumstances, it could have been a draw, or a management would have been thinking, all right, let's go for a draw. It's fine, 3 days. But they wanted something out of it, and they took the risk, and they got rewarded. That's it.
Absolutely wonderful cricket, and good job, Indian team and Captain Sharma. So let's move on to our next topic. That is Babar Azam. He was Pakistan's white ball cricket captain, but he recently resigned. So just a very simple question from you. You think is it good for Pakistan cricket and Babar, or you think it's the other way around?
Well, I'm a big Babar Azam fan um, of his batting. We haven't
And why
seen,
is that? What are you his fan? What is the reason behind this being fan
yeah.
of him?
So I'm the reason for that is
Because I'm
Babar
not.
Azam.
I'm not. Frankly, I will talk about that. Why I'm not a fan of him. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe you are. So
everyone
let's
has
talk about
has
that.
their reasons. So I
Yes,
will share my reason. So I'm talking about Babar Azam fan as his batting, not his captaincy. So as a batter, he's the one we haven't seen in 2 decades. A batter like him, who brought that attention towards Pakistan from the world cricket. So he was that pulling factor. The international cricketers and international teams started talking about Babar Azam as a top batter. But then when he took over the captaincy, I think that was not a good decision because in terms of his focus and in terms of his um, absorbing the pressure as a captain, as a batter, and as a leading force in the batting lineup. That took him, and I haven't seen him as a very good captain, to be honest. The kind of decisions he used to take. We have seen some top batters in the world, like Sachin Tendulkar, one of the greatest cricket ever seen, but he was not a good captain, right? And likewise, we have seen some of the Pakistani top batters; they were not good captains. So um, him taking over the captaincy was not a very good decision. And then we've seen from the situations like when in the Asia Cup final against Sri Lanka, they were 55 for 5, and then from that situation we lost the game. And we've seen on different occasions as well on international tournaments. So there was something lacking behind his captaincy, his approach, his team selection, because captain plays a very important part in team selection as well. So for me, he was not a very good captain, and I think he's done right by um, resigning. So it will, as you mentioned, he took this decision and mentioned on social media, uh, by saying, it was at around 1 a.m. at night when he posted on Twitter, or I think it was somewhere around midnight when he decided to really resign on Twitter, where he posted, and then Pakistan cricket management, they accepted his resignation. So my biggest thing is that he was taken away from the captaincy last year, and then he again accepted the captaincy, and now, uh, for whatever
That
reasons, you hear it that
that whole thing was ridiculous. Like taking away
yeah. So
captaincy,
it
giving
doesn't
back
make any
to such
sense, right?
does not make any sense at all.
Yeah. So
Does
now
not
I
make any
will
sense.
ask you, why you are not a fan of Babar Azam, or what is your reason behind it? You must have obviously a solid
Yes,
reason.
the reason being that I think he's one of the most overrated cricketer in world cricket now. The reason being that he plays well. You watch him, you enjoy. Okay, technique wise, he plays great cricket. But at the same time, I like those cricketers who are match winners. Babar has not been match winner. And at whatever biggest stage he went, he failed. Like he went to Australia, he failed. The World Cup, what happened? He failed. So I don't recall like quickly that any like where he able to win match Pakistan overseas or in a big event. He has not. So this year or this season is a make or break for Babar. He can back to like a fabulous five, or he could be just one more another cricketer who are totally overrated because he has to perform against England. Pakistan going to Australia, whether he has to perform, then South Africa. So this is a very, very important season for Babar. I totally agree with you and many others. Majority of people agree that he is not a captaincy material. He's not. I think he did the right thing. We need Babar as a batsman. He has a lot of potential, but he has not shown that. He has to impress me. I'm not totally impressed. He is not like previous cricketers like Saeed Anwar, or even go back like many years ago, like Majid Khan or Zaid Abbas. They were match winners. They were legend for a reason because they stood up like on a big event. They stood up and they almost won the match of Pakistan or draw the match of Pakistan. But Babar has not done enough for me. So that's the reason.
So just a normal, a technical, uh, rather than analytical question from my side, that I'll ask you. Don't you think it's about having another top cricketer, or a top batter along you in the team, that makes you even better, and then that helps you out to grow as a better, as a team man? We've seen the likes of Inzamam ul Haq playing with Yunus Khan, sorry, Misbah ul Haq playing with Yunus Khan, and then Muhammad Yusuf played with Inzamam ul Haq and Yunus Khan, and then Javed Miandad. When he used to play, we used to have top cricketers around him. You see, so we haven't seen that quality of batter along Babar. So, do you think that is one reason why he hasn't? For your point of view, in
I
your
mean,
defense,
that's a good point for Babar's defense. I mean, I think it's a valid point that Babar is not has not been lucky enough to have some good, solid batsmen playing with him. So he would not be worried about that. If he got out, who is behind him? So
yeah.
I agree with that. But again, that's the opportunity for him that he's a lone, like a backbone of Pakistan team. But he has not proved that he is failed in that opportunity. I know that long time ago, when Miadad was playing, there were always there's somebody playing. But there was a time, like a brief time, when Miadad was the only one who was scoring runs for Pakistan. So he had that small patch when there was no solid batsman with him, very small, maybe a year or so, when he actually kept on performing. So, and again, this season is a big season for Babar. Okay, let's talk about now who are the candidate for captaincy once Babar, because Babar is not a captain of white ball cricket now. So their names are being circulated. One of them is Shadab. One of them is also Saud, and one is Rizwan. And Fakhar these are four names, maybe some other names also. Whom you will pick as to replace Babar as white ball cricket captain?
Yeah, so let's talk about speculation first, like all the four names that
Okay,
you
let's do
mentioned.
that.
Uh, Yeah. So,
Because you are well
but
connected more than me. So tell me, what's the speculation going on?
yeah. So we just heard Yunus Khan saying Fakhr Zaman is a very good candidate to be the white ball captain, and then we heard a lot of talk going on about Mohammad Rizwan as well and Shadab Khan as well. But um, I don't think so. Shadab Khan, he doesn't fit into the lineup. How can he be
Absolutely.
captain? But
That's
but
the
we have
question.
seen in the past, uh, if you remember, Misbah came from nowhere, so he was not really in the circuit, but then he took over. He became the captain of Pakistan cricket team, and then he went big. So we have seen in the past, like taken decision being taken of making captains on whatever basis. Like we've seen, if you remember, after 2003 World Cup, Rashid Latif became the captain of Pakistan team, and then on plenty of occasions it happened. But Shadab Khan, he shouldn't be captaining the side. I would really go for Mohammad Rizwan. He's been phenomenal all these years, not just PSL, but even in the domestic circuit. Uh, he's been very good. His approach towards the game, his tactics, they are very good. So I would really go for Mohammad Rizwan as a captain rather than Shadab Khan, Fakhr Zaman, and Saud Shakil, you mentioned, or anyone
The
in the
thing
team.
which
Because,
Afzal, which surprised me, why he is not an automatical choice, Rizwan. I don't see anything negative about him. He actually is a very good form. He is experienced, and he has shown that he can take pressure. So that's all you need. So I don't know why we have to go somewhere else. I mean, like Shadab, as you said, that he should not be in the team. He does not deserve to be in the team rather than being a captain. And Fakhr, I think Fakhr has passed his time as a captain. Now, a few years we have from him. He's an aggressive batsman. We should not put much pressure on him. He's like a, you know, like he doesn't like to be any other added pressure on him. He's a match winner when there's no added pressure, so he should not be the dog. Okay, so again, and somebody talking about, I don't think that he has established himself as a one-day player, and particularly in Australia, last time he failed in World Cup he failed, so he should not be rewarded as a captaincy of white ball cricket. So I think I'm glad that you agree with me, or I agree with you that Rizwan should be the automatic choice.
yeah, so now we talk about cricket being so advanced and playing on a different level. I don't know. Sometimes Shadab Khan is a bowler, and then all of a sudden he becomes a batter, and if not, then he's one of the best fielder in the circuit. So I think it's time if we talk about ODI cricket. ODI cricket is for the specialists. It's not like a T20 game where all right, you bowl a few overs, then you bat a bit, and then you you
Yeah,
take some good
it's
catches.
not what we call it
So
bits and
yeah,
pieces
so,
player. It's not for them.
yeah. So he really need to
Okay.
identify himself now, like what he actually wants to be.
I'm surprised when he came, like when he was like a 19, 20-year old, he was very good leg spinner. I think then he tried to become an all-rounder. Then he lost both his dart. Okay, I don't think he's
Exactly.
a proper batsman. I'm sure you are
Exactly.
a coach. You know that technically
Yeah.
he's not a proper batsman. He's not. He
Yeah.
scored some runs.
Technically,
That's okay.
exactly. You're right. I think there was something to do with his back as well in recent years. Because as a spinner, as a leg spinner, your back plays a very important role. So I think there was something to do with his back as well, and maybe he was carrying some injury. He put on some weight as well. So on top of that, his focus was diverted. He was very good when he came on, but then gradually he fell apart.
Same old story for Pakistan cricket. Many young, very talented player come and then they fade away with next 2 3 days, 2 years
Yeah,
actually. uh,
yeah,
as compared to other countries, they come, they gradually they polish their skills and they become star. Not in Pakistan cricket. Hopefully, things will get better in future. We can just hope so.
So
So, other thing that
I,
I was,
yeah,
please
I
go ahead.
just want to add one thing. The only thing that can help Pakistan cricket is like if any management comes in, doesn't matter whoever is the chairman or whoever is, we should have a dominating. Why I'm saying dominating, they should have a say in this setup, so they can really implement their ideas. They got to be a team or a player management team, you know, who really looks after the players and how they're approaching their game. Because as you mentioned, it's been a sad story for Pakistan cricket that we have produced a lot of top cricketers, but then they're nowhere to be seen.
I mean, I think biggest example, I think there is Umar Akmal. When he
Yeah,
came, he was fantastic. He was fantastic. I saw his century in New Zealand, like in Test match century, and he was actually, we thought, this is the guy Pakistan team was looking for. The one happened after that is a history
yeah,
by itself. It's a sad history of
yeah,
Pakistan, and it's not the
exactly.
only one person. The many person can be named who came and they just faded away. Very, very
Yeah,
not a good thing for Pakistan. Okay, there's like a few hours ago, I was watching a match between Pakistan and India, Women World Cup. I have to confess that I don't follow women cricket that much. When I opened the TV and I saw this almost a full stadium, I said, "This is cannot be a women match." But I saw that it was a women match, Pakistan and India. I mean, India is definitely a good team, one of the contender of the World Cup, no question about that. Far better team than Pakistan, but I was so happy to see that the fight Pakistan team gave to them. And I will tell you that Pakistan has not been lucky in men's captaincy, but I think in women team, Pakistan has found a match winner, like inspiring captain in a 22-year-old Fatma Sana. Have you seen her? And what do you think about her?
yeah. So last season, I was in Karachi broadcasting for Pakistan versus South Africa women in September, and then I went on to do the broadcast for Pakistan women versus West Indies women in March, April as well. So I've seen her in the ground, the way she trains, the way she plays. She's a fit cricketer, as you mentioned, very young, talented, and aggressive. As a coach, I tell kids to be fearless about their game and how they approach their, their style of play. So we've seen that in Fatma Sana. She's different. She's young. If you remember Graham Smith, one of the very my favorite captains from South Africa, he was appointed as the captain at very early age, and having the likes of top cricketers around him in the team. But he went on to be one of the top captain for South Africa. So I think it's a very right move. Watching her, how she plays her game. Not just she's a bowler. Her primary skill or her primary role is a bowler, but she has batted tremendously recently. Won games as well. Played match winning innings as well. So she is a talent to watch, and characters like her are an inspiring element for the young girls watching who wants to be a cricketer.
Absolutely. I'm sure that young girls in Pakistan in school and colleges, they were looking at her and say, okay, I want to be Fatma Sana when I play cricket. And just in the last match against Sri Lanka, he actually not only bowled well, but she actually batted well. She 30 runs, which is very important inning in
Yeah,
T20, particularly low scoring wickets in like in Dubai. And
yeah,
in this match, actually, India was actually slowly going to victory, but she came herself back, brought herself back to attack, and actually, she had 2 wickets in 2 balls. She was on hat trick.
yeah,
So under pressure, she performed. So very inspiring and very good for Pakistan women cricket. So very happy to
yeah,
see her.
exactly.
Okay, I guess that was all about for today's episode, and I'm sure that next week when we're going to meet, I'm going to talk about test match at Multan and many more things to talk about. Thank you, Afzal, and we'll see you again in a week. And thanks to all the audience to and viewers for watching our program.